Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So currently in the hallway because we're doing indoor jobs today. So we're going to try and tackle this mess of a wall behind me with some lime plastering. And the reason for that is because it's about 30 something degrees today. So the garden jobs have come to a standstill and it's not worth risking getting heat stroke or anything like that. So I'll turn it around and show you a bit more what we're doing. Okay, so if anyone has seen the previous videos, you would have remembered those two big chunky pieces of wood, and they've been removed because not only were they not as structurally sound that I would have liked, not all the bricks touched the top, and they had like wood boring beetle in it and we could hear them scratching. So now we've actually replaced it for 3 concrete posts and increased an extra layer of bricks there, and these little white stones hammered them in, absolutely wedged them in. So you can see I've started doing a bit of just a scratch coat and bringing the plaster level down. I've just prepared my new mix, which is there. The chimney came out, if you saw the last video earlier in the week. So just need some half bricks in there. We've pinned all the wire down, started sorting out the corner, and we've got the back box with the 2-way switch wires there. So it's looking quite messy, but getting it to this like sandable finish, which will allow us to paint it and it'll transform it really, really quick. We're not going to repair any of the ceiling, but what we are going to do is take these posts down and use profile and plasterboard. So that's pretty much the plan. We want to get as much as this bottom arch covered and possibly a finishy edge like this side on that side by the end of today. So stay tuned, let's see how we get on. Okay, so we've been at it for a few hours now, and you can see we've had 2 mixes. We've probably only got 1 mix left of the VAR bag, so it might just be a nice finishing coat and fixing the corner. But you can see how far we've got, and when I stand back, you can actually see the original vision, what we're after, with that square edge and the big opening. And it's so much better after replacing those logs. So just got a bit of broken tiles and things for that gap there. We can cover all that now, nice and square, and then it's just lining up all the plumnesses of the plasters on either side, and probably the bricks and the chimney another day. So pretty good. So we're gonna have a bit of a break before doing the last mix. Gonna go to the shop, get ourselves an ice cream and some bickies for a treat, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. So what are you up to, Nish?
Basically, well, we went and took the VAR sprayer round to Stefan, our neighbour. He insisted that we took a load of spinach. I think because his is starting to bolt, it's starting to just be done with. And so we gladly took it off his hands because we've never had a successful harvest or even planting of spinach. It's never worked for us. So I'm just going to wash them all up and then portion them out in these little cupcake tins and then freeze them. So then, hopefully, we'll have a good little store spinach.
Cool. So for the rest of the day, we've probably got 2 mixes left, not 1. So the next mix, we're going to just focus, because all this has now got a scratch coat on, that's okay, let it go off a bit and we can sand it a bit flat for next time. So focus more on this corner, get it kind of flush up to the posts, and then bring it round, finish that little bit of edge there where I've backfilled some tiles. Maybe get a little bit further up here if we can lock the wires in, that'll help. But we want to try and get this bit finished, at least as flat as this side. And you can see where we're trying to bring it up and then just fix the little bits of the corner. So that's the plan, just feather it up and around with this mix, and then maybe the last one will be done tomorrow. It's a lot easier finding where the bumps and dinks are after it's gone off. So yeah, let's see how far we get. think That should be enough.
So it's a new day. We are going to carry on with the hallway renovating today, but it's still fairly early and Mark's still in bed. I woke up with the sun this morning and I've decided to just get out because I wanted to water the baby pepper plants before it got too warm, but it actually feels like it's going to rain. So we've got some baby aubergines that I'm going to get out and just going to spread some seeds and see how it goes. But it is starting to spit, so I might not be out here long. Also going to harvest some more peas today. And yeah, just kind of potter about in the garden for a little while. So the aubergines are in. So we finally have aubergines, cherry tomatoes, chili peppers, beef tomatoes and normal peppers. So we're finally on track, and today we've had our biggest harvest of peas so far, and I think I'm starting to pull the plants out now. As you can see, they're starting to die off. I've left these ones in just because they have some pods left on them, but they'll probably be coming out tomorrow. And I think the weather and the temperature is just catching up with them now. So this is our main crop, and it will probably be all out within the week. So yeah, doing pretty well.
So the weather's pretty overcast, which is a perfect day to try and get the neighbour's plot under control, because we've left it a bit long. It's going to struggle with the lawnmower, but I'll just turn you around and see and let you see what I'm going to have to deal with today. So you remember the old patch of lettuce there? So I've been trying to keep a bit of a border. The strawberries are getting buried. There's raspberries over there near those two concrete posts there are getting buried. But we've been hearing a lot of weird noises, as in animals and things like that. So it's time to just decimate it as best I can with the lawnmower. So stay tuned, let's see how good we can get it.
Good job I didn't water the plants this morning. We come out to the shop and got stranded here. We only came for bread. So we're back up in the hallway and we've kind of exhausted all resources now. We need to buy some more VAR so we can finish off the rendering and any patching up. So in the meantime, we're looking at raking out any cracks, ready for render and plaster, and we're gonna focus on the doors. So ideally, we did want to take all the doors back down to wood, and I did this the first year we got here. It took me months of sanding and it was a treacherous task. And the doors are covered in thick lead paint, so it's pretty dangerous. And I wasn't up for putting myself through it all over again. So ideally, we would love to get all of these doors dipped and get some really strong paint stripper for the trims, but that's not viable for us right now. So the plan is to do a little bit of a rough sand so we minimise our exposure to the lead paint. Just where it's like thick and it's chipped, just so that the paint can go on nice and smooth. And some of the doors also need planing because they don't even close. So we're going to paint it like a steel grey instead. So it's not exactly how we would have wanted it, but it would be better than this. So
okay, so all the doors are 99% prepped. Nisha's just going around it to get the dust off with the soapy cloth. So they've all had a rough sand around the edges, like I mentioned before. All the ironmongery has come off, and we've sanded these flush, and we've managed to actually, save some bits. So we can take that to the hardware store, get new locks, new keys, new handles, and it'll look super nice. So yeah, pretty good, to be honest. So the next job is to paint. That's the first coat done on all the doors now, and we're heading to the builders merchants tomorrow morning to pick up some more bits and bobs. We're going to start taking down the beams of the ceiling, doing all the rest of the cracks in the top half of the walls, and breaking up the chimney. So a lot of things to do before the end of the week. We want to get it close as finished as soon as possible, don't we? So stay tuned, and thank you very much for watching so far. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Ciao. Ciao.